We just hit an important milestone for Terra Luna Classic. Now this proposal just passed 9 hours ago that raises the validator minimum commission to 5%, so we'll no longer see 0% commission validators. The main question that we need to ask is, what are validators going to do with this new 5% minimum commission? This is where they could actually contribute greatly to the Terra Luna Classic burns, and let's get into what those numbers look like. Now the validator commission and the staking rewards come from the Oracle pool, which balance you see above me, roughly 240 billion Terra Luna Classic. This is distributed based off kind of a complex formula. There's a spreadsheet here that actually breaks out all of that, but what we're going to highlight is just 1 day's rewards, which is 4 of these different cells on the spreadsheet, which equates to roughly 340 million Terra Luna Classic distributed as staking rewards every single day. Now, this 340 million Terra Luna Classic every single day does decrease over time, as you can see based off this model and how the formula works, but we're just going to skip over that and highlight how the burns could be affected. So off these daily rewards total a 1% commission. So let's say they got, your 5% commission, you give 1% of that to burns, we could be burning an extra 3.4 million Terra Luna Classic every single day. Let's say they burn the entire 5% commission. They could go ahead and burn, and this would be all validators doing this, by the way. We could burn a total of an extra 17 million Terra Luna Classic every single day. Now, this is really important because when we actually go ahead and look at the Terra Luna Classic burns, we can see something very interesting. While our total daily average is hitting roughly 120 million Terra Luna Classic per day, but when we actually subtract these Binance burns that we've seen in the past, and we look at these other days average change, you can see that's closer to roughly about a 30 million Terra Luna Classic change every single day in burns. When we look at this total Terra Luna Classic burn every single day, if every single validator just sent 1% of their commission over to the burn, we'd be burning an extra 3 million, or roughly 3% compared to what we're burning right now. Or if we subtract out the Binance burns, you're talking an increase of, in this scenario, roughly 10% for the 1%, or roughly 50% increase if we do 5% commission going over to burns. Now, another major opportunity is to actually use this Terra Luna Classic to fund development. Now, we wouldn't initially see burns, but for example, we could spend the money into the community pool to fund different community spend proposals on different development projects. You can see right now we're averaging just about 1.7 million Terra Luna Classic every single day going into that community pool. So it's not very significant. And if we do look at recently, when we look at some of these different numbers here, you can see the increase in the community pool size is just a couple million. So again, if we went ahead and we took 5% of the staking rewards and sent that over, we'd basically be 3xing how much is going into the community pool to fund development. And this doesn't just have to go to L1 development. This could go to L2 development, developing different utilities, NFT platforms, different things for our ecosystem that might not burn Terra Luna Classic initially, but in the long run, they have so much potential. For example, we could see an NFT platform come up that costs, I don't know, maybe $50,000, but over the course of a year, maybe it burns $500,000 worth of Terra Luna Classic. That's a 10x return on that initial investment compared to the burn amount. So it might be wise for us to actually save some of that funding, not necessarily burn it right off the bat, but fund these development, fund these utilities that could actually go ahead and burn more Terra Luna Classic over the course of the next year. Because if we do want to hit like a $1 Terra Luna Classic or 1 cent Terra Luna Classic, we have to be burning trillions of Terra Luna Classic. A few million here and there, really in the grand scheme of things, won't make a difference. But if we could actually exponentially increase that by reinvesting into utilities, that could get us a lot of value for the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem and increase our burns to a level that we just haven't seen before. I mean, really, honestly, once we do get a bunch of utilities in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem, we could be burning over 1 billion Terra Luna Classic every single day. We're talking basically a 10x on our burns, which is dramatic, right? A couple million extra when we're looking at these numbers, maybe an extra 17 million a day. What does that compare to increasing our burns by 10x or over 900 million every single day, right? That's a no-brainer. And if you want to learn more about that potential for Terra Luna Classic, check out this video up here and I'll catch you on the next one.